You know, most professionals think feedback is supposed to help you grow. Stay with me. But nobody talks about what happens when feedback is used as a weapon, not to develop you, not to guide you, not to even strengthen you, but to make you question yourself, to make you feel unstable, to make you over explain, to make you constantly feel like you're just one mistake away from losing everything. And you know what the dangerous part is? Sometimes the people doing it call themselves leaders. I've lived through environments where the goalposts moved every time you got closer to success, where accountability somehow only traveled downward, where feedback stopped feeling like development and started feeling like psychological positioning. And today, this day, we're going to talk about the weaponization of feedback. I'm ED. And for all you smart and intelligent folks out there, that just simply means Ed. This is the leadership storytelling. This is where pressure, leadership, growth, and real world experience become lessons you can actually use in real life. I do mean real life. I remember being in environments where I started questioning myself more than I trusted myself. And this is not every project environment that I've been in, but it's been a couple where if you never experienced it before, it's hard to explain to people that what it actually feels like. Because on the outside, you still look professional. You show up to meetings, you still hit deadlines, you still smile, you still, well, you hope and look forward to collaboration. But internally, you're exhausted, not because of the work itself, but because of the constant pressure of trying to figure out whether you're actually failing or whether you're somebody that has to keep defining what success is. See, that's the dangerous environment for any professional to stay in too long, especially high performers, especially for people that actually care about this thing that I love, that I hope you fall in love with, called project management, because people that care will internalize everything. And I remember reaching a point where I realized something that changed how I viewed leadership forever. Not all feedback is designed to help you grow. Some feedback is designed to manage perception. Some feedback is designed to manage control. Some feedback is designed to help you emotionally react instead of strategically think, oh, I like that, family. And that's the scary part, because when you stay inside of a system that long enough, you slowly stop recognizing yourself. Now, every meeting feels heavy. Every email feels loaded. Every one-on-one feels like an evaluation instead of support. You start overanalyzing your tone, your decisions, your words, your actions. And eventually, and I do mean eventually, you stop questioning the environment and 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 just start questioning yourself. That's the trap. And what finally changed in my life was realizing this. If I allowed one broken environment to become my only source of identity, confidence, and validation, well, then I was giving that environment too much power over my life. That realization is what pushed me to build books, to publish podcasts, to publish YouTube, to publish on other platforms. The ability to go from just sitting on the sideline to now I am speaking. Now I'm actually living the vision that's inside of me, because building gave me something that an environment could no longer control: ownership. And maybe someone, I hope someone is listening today, because they're probably in that exact place. They're trying not to become bitter. They're trying not to become defeated. They are trying not to lose belief in themselves. I understand that feeling deeply, but I also need you to understand something else. You cannot allow pain to become your identity. That's why today we're talking about that. Principle number one: feedback should create clarity, not confusion. See, healthy feedback, it creates direction. It may be uncomfortable. It may even challenge you. It may even expose blind spots. But healthy feedback leaves you clearer than before. Weaponized feedback, well, if you can understand, even and odd, basically meaning this is the exact opposite. See what it does: weaponized feedback, it creates instability. One day the expectation is this, the next day it changes. One success gets acknowledged publicly while other failure gets amplified privately. And over time, confusion starts replacing confidence. That danger part is what many professionals blame themselves before they evaluate the environment. Let me be crystal clear here, family. Everybody needs coaching. Everybody needs and have an area of opportunity to improve it. But if feedback constantly lacks measurable direction, consistency, or alignment, the issue may not fully be performance. Sometimes the issue is leadership clarity itself. And when professionals operate too long in unclear environments, they become emotionally law. They become emotionally, well, they start shrinking while they're actually just trying to survive. That's why clarity matters so much. Experiment with these actionable tips. Ask clarifying questions and document expectations in writing. Next one, separate emotional reactions from measurable performance indicator. Why is this important? Confused professionals stop taking decisive actions. They begin operating defensively instead of confidently. And once somebody loses confidence, their communication changes, their energy changes, their leadership actually changes. Here's my professional advice. If feedback constantly shifts without a clear definition of success, stop assuming the problem is automatically you. Evaluate the environment as well. But the dangerous part is confusion doesn't just stay confined to workplace. Eventually it'll follow you home, into your confidence, into your decisions, and the way you see yourself. And if you stay inside that environment long enough, you stop questioning the feedback and start questioning your own value. Principle number 2, weaponized feedback creates learned self-doubt. Oh, I like that. I mean, see, after hearing enough inconsistent criticism, you start questioning the feedback and starts questioning yourself. What do you mean by that, ED? See, now every silence feels personal. Every delayed response feels like they're picking on me. Okay, that means it's intentional. Every meeting feels like a test. And the dangerous part is you can still perform externally while collapsing internal. That's why protecting your confidence matters, not ego, confidence. Because confidence is what allows leaders to make decisions, communicate clearly, and continue moving forward despite uncertainty. Experiment with these actionable tips. Reconnect with evidence of your competence outside of emotional environments. Next one, stop allowing one environment to become the final authority over your identity. Why is this important? Self-doubt destroys momentum. People hesitate, they overthink, they start second guessing themselves, and eventually they stop seeing themselves as the leader altogether. Here's my professional advice, family. Never confuse somebody's inability to lead you properly with your inability to lead effectively. That hits different, doesn't it? Because eventually, surviving emotionally is not enough. At some point, you have to reclaim control of your future. Principle number 3, building reclaims control. See, I realized I could not always control systems, organizational politics, leadership inconsistency, but I could control what I built: books, podcasts, platforms, vision. Because creation restores agency. And the moment you start building, you stop emotionally surrender. You stop waiting for a broken system to tell you who you are. Let me park here parenthetically, family, because I can believe, I bet you, and I know there's some people that are listening to this and they're thinking to themselves, is he complaining? Is ED frustrated, or is he bitter because he had poor leadership at a particular organization, or are all organizations bad? I hear all the questions that you're probably asking yourself, and I'm going to explain something that's going to be so crystal clear before we move on here. I've had some amazing leaders. I've learned from some amazing leaders. I've also learned from some really poor leaders. And see, the difference between exceptional or amazing leaders compared to poor leadership is when it comes to feedback, they are trying to grow you. No, not trying. They are willing to grow you. They are showing you how to maneuver effectively. But the opposite is the other way, because now, meaning that when you have poor leadership, they are not trying to build you. They are trying to destroy you in a way where they are not helping you grow. And it's about having, some say thick skin, some saying having the type of skin where someone can say something. I believe that is irrelevant. What I do believe is that when you have a leader that respects you and you respect them, it's not about thick skin, because they should be able to communicate something that you're doing wrong, but they should be showing you and giving you a model to model behind of leading you in the right way. See, there is a total difference between the two of exceptional or good leadership versus poor leadership. Back to our broadcast. Here's two actionable tips I'd love for you to experiment. Build one thing outside of your paycheck that belongs to you. Next one, focus on consistency over perfection. Why is this important? Creation, it restores confidence. Momentum restores belief. And action interrupts helplessness altogether. Here's my professional advice. The fastest way to mentally escape a broken environment is to stop making that environment your only source of identity. And I get it. Maybe that's the real reason sometimes rebuilding your confidence starts with building something nobody can take away from you. Here's the truth, family. I know someone is listening to me right now, and you're asking yourself, am I talented? Well, you don't lack talent. You just spend too much time inside environments that benefit from you or having you question yourself. And once you realize that, everything changes because I stopped waiting for the broken system to validate me. I started building anyway. The books, the podcast, the platform, the book. You get where I'm going. I've said this repeatedly and I've done it because not because it was easy, not because I was frustrated, but because I refused to let someone else's limitations become my identity. Sometimes the most dangerous thing a person can lose is not a job. It's a belief in themselves. Protect that belief. Build anyway. Here's my final thought. Maybe the real shift, the moment you stop asking broken systems for permission, is to become who you were actually supposed to be. I understand. I've lived it, and honestly, I'm still living it. But we must build anyway.